A wooden farmhouse kitchen cabinet holds small jars of baking soda, honey, and cinnamon bark, nothing costing more than $2. And that cabinet has fixed more than any pharmacy bottle ever did. We're counting down 10 of these forgotten kitchen remedies, ranking them from the simplest pantry fix to the single most powerful ingredient your grandmother never stopped trusting. Along the way, we'll weigh the real science, the real savings, and the real safety limits you still need to know. Some of these will line up with what modern doctors already recommend, and a few carry warnings that matter more than you'd expect. Starting at number 10, with something so ordinary you probably walked past it this morning. In the 10th place, baking soda waits quietly by the stove, the most unassuming box in the pantry. For generations, Amish families have reached for it without ceremony, mixing a spoonful with water to dab on bee stings or mosquito bites, easing the itch within minutes, or stirring a pinch into a glass after supper to calm a sour stomach. The secret is sodium bicarbonate, a simple base that neutralizes acid, whether in venom or in the belly. Modern antacid tablets and sting creams use the same chemistry, but a box of baking soda costs about $2, while pharmacy versions run $15 or $20. For minor stings and heartburn, the old white powder still does the job. Cheap, fast, and plain as ever. Number 9. Oatmeal shifts the idea of a kitchen remedy from quick first aid to lasting comfort. In Amish homes, plain oats are ground fine and stirred into warm bath water to calm itching and soothe irritated skin, a tradition handed down through generations. The effectiveness of this humble grain is now recognized by dermatologists, who recommend colloidal oatmeal as a skin protectant for eczema and rashes. It works by forming a gentle barrier that traps moisture and relieves inflammation. The price difference is striking. A $3 bag of oats can last for weeks of soothing baths, while a single tube of prescription eczema cream might cost $30 or $40 and be gone in days. In a world of pricey lotions, the old oatmeal bath remains a quiet, reliable comfort. 8th place belongs to the saltwater gargle, a remedy so basic it is almost invisible in the kitchen. Amish families dissolve a spoonful of salt in warm water and gargle slowly to ease a sore or scratchy throat. The real power comes from the simple science of osmosis. Salt water draws fluid out of swollen throat tissue, helping reduce puffiness and flush out irritants. Doctors still recommend this method today, not as a cure but as reliable comfort. $1's worth of salt can last through an entire cold season, while pharmacy sprays and lozenges, costing $10 to $15 a box, often do little more than numb the sensation for a few minutes. For anyone watching sodium intake, it is wise to use a lighter solution, but as a first step for throat relief, the old salt gargle remains a staple that outlasts the fanciest bottle on the drugstore shelf. Number 7. Honey and cinnamon brings the countdown into the quiet hours of the night, where a spoonful of honey with a pinch of cinnamon is the classic Amish answer to a nagging cough. The real power in this remedy belongs to the honey. Modern studies confirm that a small dose before bed can ease nighttime cough, as well as, or better than, many over-the-counter syrups. Cinnamon appears here as the traditional flavor companion, not the active ingredient, but it adds warmth and a sense of comfort. For families watching costs, a jar of honey, used sparingly, stretches far longer than a $15 bottle of branded cough suppressant. Yet this is one remedy where tradition meets a hard rule. Honey must never be given to a child under 1 year old, due to the risk of infant botulism. For everyone else, the kitchen's oldest sweetener remains a gentle, time-tested way to quiet the cough and settle in for sleep. Number 6. Ginger root marks. The moment when the kitchen remedy steps into the realm of modern science. In Amish homes, a knobby root waits in the cellar, ready to be sliced and simmered in hot water or chewed raw to calm a rolling stomach. The practice is old, but the evidence is strong. Fresh ginger is recognized in medical circles for easing nausea, from morning sickness to motion sickness, and even in post-surgery care. The secret lies in gingerols and shogaols, compounds that act directly on the gut to reduce queasiness and settle the nerves. A single root, costing about $2, will last through weeks of teas and tisanes, while a prescription anti-nausea pill can cost $25 or more for just a handful of doses. For anyone on blood thinners or expecting a child, moderation is key. High doses can thin the blood further, or in pregnancy, should be limited to 1 gram per day. Used wisely, ginger root stands as a clear example of a remedy where tradition and science agree, offering steady relief without the pharmacy price tag. Number 5. Peppermint tea marks. A gentle pause in the countdown, a remedy that slips easily into daily life after a heavy supper. In Amish kitchens, dried peppermint leaves are steeped to make a soothing cup that helps ease bloating and cramping, a habit passed down as quietly as the evening meal itself. The science behind peppermint's calming effect centers on menthol and menthone, which relax the muscles of the digestive tract. While concentrated peppermint oil capsules show stronger results in clinical studies for irritable bowel symptoms, the tea remains a softer, more familiar version. A kitchen comfort, not a laboratory product. A $3 box of peppermint tea bags yields dozens of servings, stretching far beyond the reach of specialty digestive medications that can cost $30 or $40 for a single bottle. For most, this simple brew offers a safe, pleasant way to settle the stomach, though anyone with reflux or a hiatal hernia should take care, as peppermint may worsen those conditions. In the world of home remedies, peppermint tea stands as a reminder that relief can be both gentle and enduring, right from the pantry shelf. Number 4. Apple cider vinegar stands out as the most caution-heavy remedy in the Amish kitchen. For generations, a tablespoon mixed with a full glass of water before meals has been a familiar tonic, never a miracle cure, but a daily habit said to steady digestion, and, in some families, help with blood sugar after eating. The secret is acetic acid, which modern studies suggest may slightly blunt the spike in blood sugar after a meal, though results are mixed and far from dramatic. But the real lesson here is restraint. Undiluted vinegar can burn the throat and erode tooth enamel, so it must always be watered down. Anyone taking diabetes medication should check with a doctor first, since vinegar can interact with blood sugar control. A $4 bottle lasts for months when handled properly, making it one of the most economical options, but only when used with care and respect for its limits. Coming to the top 3, raw garlic stands as the boldest remedy in the Amish kitchen, both for its punch and its warnings. The tradition is simple: a fresh clove, crushed and left to rest for a few minutes, then eaten raw or steeped in hot water for a sharp, warming tea. The secret lies in allicin, a sulfur compound released only after crushing, which has shown antimicrobial effects against bacteria and some viruses in laboratory studies. Old family recipes call for garlic at the first sign of a cold, relying on its bite to rally the body's defenses. But this is one remedy where the boundaries are clear. Raw garlic can burn skin and should never be used as a poultice or rubbed on wounds. Its power belongs to the inside, not the outside. At about $1 a clove, it outpaces the cost of branded cold and immune support tablets, which often run $10 to $15 a bottle and promise the same allicin in a more palatable form. For those on blood thinners, caution is advised, as garlic can increase bleeding risk. Used wisely, raw garlic delivers one of the strongest kitchen remedies, a reminder that sometimes the oldest medicine demands the most respect. In second place, chamomile tea brings the countdown into the quiet calm of bedtime, where a handful of dried flowers in hot water has eased restless nights for generations. Amish grandmothers reach for chamomile when sleep will not come, trusting its gentle bitterness to settle nerves and coax the mind toward rest. The science behind this ritual is modest but real. Chamomile contains apigenin and related flavonoids, which bind to receptors in the brain and may help reduce anxiety and shorten the time it takes to fall asleep. Some clinical trials report that regular chamomile tea can improve sleep quality, though the effects are milder than prescription aids. The difference in cost and experience is striking. A $3 bag of dried chamomile yields a month of evening cups, while a bottle of pharmacy sleep tablets can run $40 or $50 and often leaves a heavy fog the next morning. For most adults and older children, chamomile tea is a safe, comforting choice, though anyone with ragweed allergies should take care. In the world of kitchen remedies, chamomile stands as a reminder that sometimes the simplest cup at bedtime carries the wisdom of 100 years. And finally, in first place, raw honey stands as the most enduring and versatile remedy in the Amish kitchen. A spoonful of this golden syrup, taken straight or stirred into warm tea, has soothed sore throats and quieted nighttime coughs for generations. Modern research confirms what grandmothers have always known. Honey coats the throat, calms irritation, and its natural enzymes give it real antibacterial power. It's also reached for in moments of first aid, a dab on a small cut or minor burn, where its high sugar content and acidity help keep infection at bay. Yet there's a crucial distinction here. The honey used in clinical wound care is sterilized and medical grade, not the raw honey from the pantry. And any deep or serious wound still calls for a doctor's care. The most important safety rule cannot be repeated enough. Never give honey to a child under 1 year old, due to the risk of infant botulism. Beyond its healing uses, honey's reputation for longevity is legendary. Archaeologists have found jars in ancient Egyptian tombs, sealed for thousands of years, with honey still perfectly edible. A $5 jar on today's shelf can last for months, never spoiling, always ready to serve as food, medicine, or a quiet link to centuries of home wisdom. In a world of single-use bottles and expensive syrups, raw honey remains the kitchen's most faithful and storied remedy. Across all 10 remedies, one truth emerges. The pharmacy shelf is often just a fancier extension of the kitchen cupboard. Generations relied on simple staples for real relief, and with caution, we still can. Which remedy is already in your kitchen? Always consult your doctor for serious symptoms.